Alright, so I think my girlfriend ran over something sharp and it is leaking right there. If you can see that little slash. And I'm gonna attempt to repair it with slime. Lux tire plug kit. I got the patches and the rubber and some new caps since hers look like they need some. Might as well. Luckily, there is no lock lug. I just need to remove those loose, and I've pretty much got everything ready for it to air the tire up, keep the car from moving, jack the car, torque bar. I don't have a breaker bar, so I'm gonna have to try to make do with this thing. The majority of these tools were borrowed from my dad. Yeah, pretty much. I don't own none of these. I do own a couple of tools, but none of them are specialized for the automotive type, so luckily I have someone to borrow tools from. But I guess let's get at it. Alright, so I thought to record at least one of the lug nut removals because at first I thought it was going to be difficult because I couldn't do it. But eventually I ended up finding out the original factory crowbar, I don't know what they call it, breaker bar. And it's too tight for me to do it by hand, so I just step on it and just hold down to the car and just put my weight on it. This one's particularly very tight. I think that's doable. At this point I could move it with my hand. It's a very tight fit. Alright, while I try to get that off, the next process would be to lift the car up. Alright, so the rim is removed, the lug nuts are right there, the tires right there, and then I've kept it on that stand primarily, and now, gosh, they're so rusty. Haven't been driven for like a couple of days and they get this rusty. Well, I'm gonna have to now work on the tire, and first thing I'm gonna do is this. Too bad I won't be able to record me doing it. I'll just have to show you once I'm done because I don't have someone to record. Alright, so I just removed this from the tire. And just put that right there. That was wedged in right there. Some pliers really help, and I had to use that end to kind of pry it out. There was another sharp nail right here, and remove that as well. I'm going to patch both of them up. I don't think this one was deep though. So yeah, that's the next step. Wow, so that was a little bit harder than I thought. I used the little chisel they provide, but I was not cutting it, it would not fit. So I ended up having to bust out the drill and use the 5/16 bit just so that the shit would fit in there, and even then that was a struggle, and I didn't want to drill the hole any bigger. And For the most part, it's filled. I use the rubber glue. Be sure not to touch your eyes while handling that. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing gloves, so I'm trying to be extra careful. Now I gotta wait for the stuff to cure. The rubber cement dries pretty quickly. As you can see, it's like it's already done. So you have a certain window to make it go in there once you apply it. So I had to reapply it multiple times. Alright, so pretty much cured. I cut it off, and now I'm gonna roughen up the surface for the patches. Okay, so you roughen up the surface with this cheese grater looking thing, and then on the inside comes with 2 more rubber cement glue. And it comes with a whole bunch of patches. As you can see, the blue side is the applying side. You remove the blue stuff. Underneath it is gray, I believe. It's really tough, yeah. And you apply the rubber cement and you put the gray side down, and boom. Doesn't really have a texture to it except for a tiny little pattern, but I don't know if that matters. Sorry about my thumb. A lot of people get disturbed by it. Anyways. Right now I'm letting the tire zone weight sit on it. And we're just waiting for it to cure. Alright, so I'm finally done. After patching up the car, the tire, I put the tire in the rim on the, I don't know, brake, whatever that's called. Then I put the lug nuts in, tightening them, but not too tight, just enough to like hold the rim in place. Then I lifted the car to remove the jack stand, then lowered it just a little bit to the point where the car is sitting on the tire but not putting its weight on it. Then I started pumping up the tire, and now it's at 40 psi, which is the spec for this tire. And then I took off the jack stand, and as you can see, it's perfectly fine. I don't hear any air leaking. I don't feel any air leaking. I'll keep you guys updated on how long this shit will last. In a couple of months this is already due for a change, as you can see from the tread. But that's like for maybe 1 or 2 months. I just, at the moment, don't really want to spend $200 when I can just fix it easily for 10 using those. All the prices will be in the description and links. And now I'm gonna torque these back to factory specs using this torque wrench that was sponsored by my dad. Thank you, Dad, for all these tools. Really helped me out. Alright, so the lug nuts are spec to torque. I put in the new wheel valve caps. They look pretty nice compared to these fucking things, and they're all like different. Come on, are you gonna focus? There we go. They're all, yeah, they're all like just compared to that. Wow. And it's aluminum. Overall looks nice. Well, the wheel is patched up. Hopefully will last more than a month. And I will keep you guys updated when it does fail, to give you an approximate lifespan of this fix. Hopefully you guys learned something, or at least I gave you confidence of doing it yourself, because literally I'm a 5'5" Asian dude, I only weigh 100 pounds. And I would say the hardest part was breaking the lug nuts loose, shoving those things through the tire, and even then I ended up having to use a drill. Other than that, lifting the rim up is no problem. And everything else, torquing them down is no problem. Putting the rim up, and you know, all of that. I mean, if I can do it, you can, fam. Go ahead and try it. It's either that or buying a new tire and paying for service. Or you could just do it yourself and know it's done right. Well, good luck out there, guys.